Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Shadows of Cedar Point. In the last episode, we had our heroine our and our altruist find the cover page of a novel by the name of "The Ink That Hates," written by an innocence lost. We immediately ended the session there, so we're immediately starting it back up right there. Alice,
Hello.
you just found this cover, or you were just handed this cover page. You just read it.
Yep.
What is Alice's course of action from here?
I think she stares at it for like a second or two before like holding the manuscript back to Xander to take back. And she sort of takes a deep breath and sighs, lets it out, heavy and slow, and rubs the back of her head, and she says, well, fuck, are you sure that you want to stay here tonight?
He would kind of pause, take the paper back, like look at it, before folding it up carefully and putting in his pocket with the others. He would glance back at the house before giving a small nod. Yeah, I think it would be best if I did. Do you want to meet up sometime tomorrow morning? He tries to keep his voice like straight, but you could kind of just hear like small tinge where he's almost maybe trying to keep it level. There's effort in the act, I guess.
She nods a little bit and says, yeah, we can just get breakfast, I guess. There's definitely going to be a point in which I have to, like, go home and give my dad his car back. And I should probably do that before we meet back up. So that way my dad doesn't, like, follow us? I don't know. Maybe I'll just go get breakfast. Yeah, fuck it. He can wait.
He kind of like cracks a small smile at that, Well, I mean, he kind of puts up his hands a little bit. If that's what you think is best, I'm sure he wouldn't mind waiting a little while longer. I mean, what's a few hours when you've already committed Grand Theft Auto,
Right. He's like, fuck it. Break into a hospital. Steal your father's very expensive car. Crash it maybe a little bit.
Maybe you can talk to Giles a little bit about some kind of plausible alibi so we don't have to explain the kidnapping from the hospital thing as part of the story.
So what I was going to do is I was going to tell my dad that I had gotten a call from Giles. And he asked me to come to the hospital. One of those things is true. So it's a half lie, and that when I got there, Giles wanted to leave, so we left. And she shrugs. And she like itches the back of her head, and she's like, I think that's close enough to the truth that it works. And Giles quick enough on his feet that he can probably back that up, and I can probably spin it to my dad that Giles sounded like stressed or whatever, or something like that.
Yeah. Just he kind of glances over the damage like on the car. Just maybe also think about what to say when he asks about that.
Um, I'm gonna blame the rain on that.
I'm sure. He just kind of chuckles. He's like, I'm sure that'll go over well.
I mean, it was a lot of rain.
It was a lot of rain.
It was a lot of rain. I was stressed because I thought Gaios like needed my help. Um, and like you get a little stressed and sometimes things happen. I'm sure it'll be fine. He can repair the car.
Yeah, I guess he can. All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in there now.
All right.
Just try not to do anything. Just until we figure out exactly what's going on, just try not to do anything like we've been doing, dangerous.
Right.
Keep your head down, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. He just kind of trails off, like clearly like not sure what else to say. Um, maybe still processing some of the shit they've went through that night. It kind of sounds like the next time something happens, it might be centered on you. So if something happens, reach out to me, okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Have a good night, and he kind of grins down at the car a little bit, and like he doesn't kick the tire, but he kind of like taps it a little hard with his foot, Make sure this make sure the shit box gets back to the dad.
Yeah. She sort of shrugs. I don't really have much of a choice. I think if I stayed out long enough, he'd eventually call someone about it. I don't know who. Maybe the cops? I don't know. He doesn't really like cops, but I guess we'll see. Yeah. Night, I guess. And
He gives
she
a
turns
gives
towards
a
the
bit of
car.
a nod. Yeah, he gives a nod and heads toward the door. Kind of hesitates only a brief second before actually like turning the knob and going inside.
This inside of your home is just you remembered it. The seat in which your sister was previously sitting still has everything that she had right there. Um, her books stacked up and the money that you had left for.
He'd kind of frown at that. He'd take the money and he'd like put it in the cover or like where the bookmark paged might be if she has a bookmark. That way there wouldn't be any loose money sitting around that mom and dad might be wonder how she got. Um, but he'd grab his backpack and he'd kind of like try to make his way toward mom and dad's room. Like as he would doing this, he'd kind of like take out his flashlight. He wouldn't turn it on, he knows his way around the house enough, and I'm sure there's enough like ambient light from some of the like turned on appliances or something, shit and the little things that he could navigate without needing it. But he would kind of have it there just in case he opened the door and like there was something wrong and maybe a giant twisted evil fucking monster reaching out at him or his parents or whatever. He's kind of like holding that to his side, and it's got all these different scenarios flashing through his head as he kind of slowly opens the door.
Give me a wits investigation. I believe
Okay.
is the closest to what I'm looking for here. Let me find out.
2 success.
Nice.
Lucky
Um,
sevens.
Hey.
You see 2 mounds of your mother and your father asleep under their covers inside the room.
Okay. Um. Obviously, in the dark and whatnot, he makes out the shape. Would he be able to make out clearly, like, their faces, or that it was mom and dad? Not
More
like.
or less, yeah.
Okay. That would probably be enough to, like, like, sate his paranoia, curiosity, whatever you want to call it. He slowly closed the door, trying not to make noise, because he knows fully aware that if they wake up now, they'll probably fucking kill him or something.
Mm.
He'll go to the kitchen, get a drink of orange juice or something. Just kind of not. He's delaying going to sleep, right? He's like trying to find any reason, just stay up a little longer and not go lay down, and uh, quickly losing justification to elongate that process. So after milling about, drinking the juice and maybe kind of mentally kicking himself because he's being foolish, he'd put the glass in the sink and then finally end up going to bed.
All right. That brings us over to Alex.
Yep.
You've just dropped him off. I assume you're heading back to Cedar FM.
Yes.
All right. So you arrive. It's just as you left it. You can see Giles on the inside through the window, and he's typing on his typewriter.
She sort of like comes up behind him and she tries to sort of sneak a peek at what he's writing.
So as you come up behind him to sneak a peek of his writing, he will lift his hand to kind of cover the page.
She pretends like she's not reading it.
Will you give me a wits investigation as well?
Sure. Bitch.
So the page that he was writing.
Damn.
The page that he was writing, specifically said on it, draft. It specifically said, let me. The top of it said, like the title of the page was A New Light. But beyond that, you're not able to see anything else that he writes.
Okay.
In fact, he actually covers it, so you can't. You're gonna have to forgive me. I can't let you read it beforehand. Any of it.
She sort of shrugs and pretends like she doesn't care either way, and just asks him where she can sleep.
So there's a guest bedroom. There's a guest bedroom right outside down the hall. If you just walk around the wraparound porch. This place used to be a motel back in the day, before it became Cedar FM. So if you want to jimmy one of those, that's fine. If you'd rather be in the light here, the couch is available to you.
Does it have a bathroom?
Yeah, it's a full
Like hotel.
full shebang. Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I think she just sort of turns around. She's definitely. I think she's exhausted. Definitely coming down from being like strung out on adrenaline. And she just goes to the guest room, takes a shower, and goes to bed unless something stops her.
Nope.
Cool.
Everything's as normal.
Great.
Go ahead and actually let's see which one. Each one of you give me a single D10 roll.
Nine.
Did you roll it?
You said each of us, right?
Yeah, I'm not seeing any. Oh, there you
it
go.
is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Mine, it wasn't up there.
I thought I was disconnecting for a second.
Yeah.
9 and a 6.
Okay, cool. That works. That'll work. You each awaken to your respective alarms at a reasonable hour. Except Alice is actually awoken by the sound of really heavy door knocking.
She like jerks awake and like rubs her face and like oh fuck. I think she just gets up and answers the door. Yeah. I don't think she has the frame of mind to change like out of her pajamas. Not really like pajamas, but like whatever she slept in, or check the peephole. So she just like cracks the door. Looks out
It is. So you open the door, and the woman standing across from you is she's a built, darker skinned lady. It's the sheriff, Daniel Kelly. Daniel kind of gives you a nod and waves. Good morning, Mrs. Fontaine.
Hi. What can I do you for, Sheriff?
She just kind of like lowers her head and pulls her shades down. You don't know?
Alice is trying really hard to maintain a straight face.
Go ahead and give me a flat composure.
Will do. Please. Yes, bitch.
3 success.
You got no idea what she's on about. You're cool. You're level.
The
Yeah,
cucumber.
She just like shrugs her shoulders.
Your father's car.
Oh. Right.
I'm here to make you go back with this car.
She like looks down because she's like half dressed and she looks up at the sheriff and she goes, "Well, I can take him in, all right? Like
She kind of gives you a look before shrugging. Yeah, I'll go radio it in. I'll give you 10 minutes to get dressed before. Well,
she
I'll
like
have
raises
to
her
expedite it.
eyebrows.
She totally thinks you're banging Giles.
Gross! Giles is so old.
And you're at his place half dressed. Like,
Yeah, but I'm in a guest room.
uh-huh.
Oh, nasty. Why does everybody think that Alice is banging just random people? Xander, Giles, who's next?
That is exactly what your father's probably thinking.
Oh god. She sort of like nods to the sheriff and closes the door without saying anything. Goes and gets dressed and shit. I don't think she like brought her bag. I think she forgot it at her house when she was like rushing out. So, but she did have the flashlight on her, so she doesn't have like a bunch of stuff to put together. So she basically just gets like dressed in what she wore yesterday.
I mean, that works.
Yeah.
So outside, uh, Officer Kelly is in her cruiser. Her lights are on to kind of let you know that she's here still. Giles comes out with a cup of coffee, kind of looks at you for a second, looks at the
Shrug.
cup, nods, and then goes back inside.
She like looks a little dejected, and she's like, maybe I wanted coffee. But she doesn't do anything besides that, and just like twirls the keys and goes to her dad's car.
Okay.
Yep, gets him. Probably shoots Xander a quick text being like, "A cab, they fucking found me. I gotta give him the car back before I meet up with you."
A cab.
Xander just like looks down at his phone and just, he knew this was gonna happen, and he just sends her that fist emoji, like just
Oh man. Yeah, she starts the car and
fight the power,
she starts the car and heads off towards home.
That squared away. We're gonna slip back to Xander.
Oh god.
Xander, you wake up fairly early. Give me a wits perception right off the bat. Right as your weary eyes begin groggily opening.
A success.
You notice a overturned stack of magic cards on the desk across your room.
Oh, somebody better not have been going through my shit.
They're picking out all of your rares.
Bruh.
Yeah, so you notice that you for some reason you take note of your magic cards.
So he kind of rubs a little bit of the sleep from his eyes, looks down at the phone, like scoops it up, snickers a little bit, at what she had mentioned, messages back something like, yeah, fight the power, fight the power, ask for a lawyer, lol, just like put it back in his pocket.
Tell them your dad you can't do this. Your dad owns a dealership.
Yeah. A drug dealership. He kind of get a little bit of a pick me up from that. He'd yawn, he'd go over and he'd go check out the cards, because I'd imagine like he's kind of got like a messy room, but everything at least is organized ish, like he has his own little system, his own way of like setting things up to where he likes it, and seeing things like splayed out or even like knocked over or something. Like he probably at this point assumed he did it the night before when he was looking for the not him, in his room or something like that. So it wouldn't like flag danger signs in his head or anything, but it would definitely flag that little, oh shit, those are important to me. So he'd go over and start like scooping it up and putting it back in order.
So, when you first look at the cards, you remember these are cards that came from old
Yeah.
the second set of Ravnica. Like it was a couple years ago that you got them, and you actually got them because at the time you wanted to get your sister into Magic, but she was a little young for it. But as she grew up, you know that your sister took a liking to Magic, not because of the game. She didn't really like it for the game, but she loved the art. And the top card of that knocked over pile was Corpse Jack Menace. Corpse Jack Menace, rather. Sorry.
Oh, I remember that. Okay. Yeah, he like pauses a little bit as he looks at it.
I'm gonna go ahead and do it as a. Oh, hang on. How do I do it? Let's do copy image. Oh, let's just. There we go. There we go. Now I'm cooking with gas. Bam. Come on. Come on.
Come on.
Come on. Oh, it's that guy.
Where's it going?
I'm gonna go ahead and put it in his notes. If he shares it with you, then
Yeah.
he shares it with you. There you go.
Out of character, this was one of my favorites for quite a while because it looks fucking horrifying. Weakness is not in the nature of the swarm. God damn it. But yeah, he like looks at it for a moment, kind of frowns a little bit, especially as like the just the creepy fucking disgusting multiple appendaged twisted hand monster light beast that they had dark beast I guess that they had encountered the night before, and even more is kind of weighing on him a little bit. He'd look at it and he'd just flip it upside down and put it back, make sure the rest of it's back in order, and he'd put his stuff back. Would there be anything else that might stand out particularly out of place?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, as he would kind of linger a little bit, like taking the time to get everything in order as he does, as he appreciates it, and he would let that particular moment maybe last a little longer. He's still kind of displaying a little bit of that hesitance that he had the night before, because now that he's waking up and whatnot, he kind of knows like he doesn't know how the day is going to go, obviously, but judging by the way his life is going so far, he knows that he's not going to not exactly going anywhere he wants to go quickly, I guess is the best way to put it. So he would probably linger around his room again for probably about another 5-10 minutes before he'd actually step outside.
Okay. So right outside, in your kitchen is your mom and your dad. They're having breakfast. Your dad's preparing for work.
He'd kind of like sigh a little bit. Here we go. And walk over to the table and sit down. Hey, Ma. Hey, Pops.
They don't answer you.
He'd just, all right. He'd nod his head a little bit. Okay. All right. It's going to be one of these. One of these days. So, getting ready for work?
Don't forget your homework, sweetheart.
Blinks. Excuse me?
Business is like when you work extra.
He gets up slowly and kind of pushes himself to his feet. And he actually looks at them at this point, Before he'd kind of just would have just strolled in,
There's something wrong. You can't put your finger on it. Maybe it's in the way that they move. Maybe it's the way that they stand. But there's something that is not quite right about them. Then you notice the lights aren't on in the room.
He'd slowly go to the switch and he'd flick it. It's a little dark in here. Might help you read your paper a little better. And he'd flick the switch.
You flick the switch, and then nothing happens. You flick it, and flick it, and flick it, and flick it. Before you notice that the bulb has been removed.
Okay. So he'd kind of quickly glance around, like, the kitchen. Is there a window? Is the window like letting in any kind of light in there?
It is, yes. You do have a window on the south side of the building. And it is shedding in a little bit of light, but not like a terribly lot amount. You've got a lot of tree coverage over your house.
Yeah, fair enough. So, what's the plan for today, Mom? He'd kind of walk toward her a little bit.
The milk that she was pouring overflows the bowl.
Hey, let me help you with that. He'd actually kind of reach out and kind of like touch her, like put his hand kind of on her shoulder.
She reels from you for a moment, shrieking like suddenly, like surprised, and then she kind of like brushed it off her shoulder. Xander, what the hell?
Are you okay? You spilled the milk.
Damn it! Yes, I'm fine. She begins cleaning it up before looking over to your father. He kind of like blinks, gives you a weird look, gives your mom a weird look before snorting and going back to his reading of his paper. The oddness, the otherness that previously was with him, it seems to have banished itself, at least for the moment.
He takes he sighs and like seems visibly like relieved, but at the same time still like very tense. Sorry, I was just I was just trying to. I guess he didn't hear me. He's not really sure what to say, but he'd go and like grab a towel or something to try to help her clean up the spill. Are you guys feeling all right?
Yeah, I'm feeling fine. Dad's probably fine. You know how he is. Even if he was not fine, he'd sit there and grin and bear it. So
Yeah.
she kind of looks back over her shoulder at your father, who just kind of flips the paper.
Kind of glances to him a little nervously, but nods slowly.
Where's your sister?
I don't know. He pauses. I don't know. I just woke up. I haven't seen her.
She gives you a look before pulling her lips into a somewhat sneer. Well, that's to be expected, I guess. She's probably staying at her friend's house, but well, she left to look for you. You were out super late. She knocked on the door and let us know before she left.
He nods his head. Yeah, I was out. Yeah. I guess I was out really late last night, wasn't I?
Your dad pipes up from behind you. She was playing around in your room. Don't know if you saw that or not.
Yeah, there were a few things knocked over. You said she went out looking for me?
Yeah.
Did she say where she was gonna go? Like, looking? Like, I was just kind of out and about. I was, you know?
She just gives a shrug. She didn't exactly tell us that she was leaving. She just texted us after the fact. So we'd assumed with you showing back up that you'd know something.
I came back home and she was gone. Or asleep or something. You all were. Nobody's awake that time of night. I didn't even think to check her room. He kind of stumbles over the words a little bit, but like, there's kind of like this small thing in his head, or he has like actually to himself, like scolding himself because he didn't check her room last night. He checked on them, but he didn't think to check to her. And he kind of like glances like in the direction of her room. I didn't know she was looking for me.
Xander, you know she looks up to you. You know that. Would it kill you to be around a little bit more? To at least try for her sake?
I mean, I'm trying.
Don't
more.
give me you're trying. You're not. You're not. You're always out at god awful time of the night with who knows who. Is it that girl that you've been with?
Yeah. He just kind of like shrugs a little bit. Yeah, I was out with her. We were just kind of hanging out.
She just kind of gives you a look, almost incredulously that you just said yeah. More upset that you just agreed than fought it.
Not lying. Yeah, like I'm trying. Like I'm hanging out with. I'm not hanging out with my old friends. Like I'm not going to the city anymore. I'm staying around town.
And that's better. You're around town, but you're not here. I'm glad you cleared that up for me. I'm glad you cleared that up for her. At least now she knows that you're choosing to leave. Before, she could pretend like you just left and that you were somewhere else, and that's why you couldn't be around. But you see, now you're here and you're still not around.
I'm gonna make a composure real quick. Oh, yeah, I'm retarded.
Rolling
Point 2.
2 out of 10.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh, bot.
He kind of smacks his hand on the table a little bit, and he's like, "Well, apparently she doesn't want to be here either, does she?"
Where do you think she gets it from?
And he like immediately like bites his tongue. You know. You're probably right.
Do you think that she
She-
gets it from me? From your dad? No, it's you and whatever the fuck you're doing at all ends of night. That's what's got her having the mindset of leaving at night. That's you. It's your fault. You see the shadows move around the room. It's your fault.
he like cringes and like shrinks away from them.
You did this. All of this. She's not here because of you.
If she wanted to be here, she'd be here.
You
I didn't want to be here, so I wasn't here.
The voice you realize isn't coming from her.
He's like looking around.
You had no choice.
He pauses. How's mommy doing? Like,
She has gone rigid.
she's
Kinda
no
like-
longer like she's like frozen, or is she like
Yeah,
doing
she's
the
like frozen.
the mannequin thing?
Give me a quick wits investigation.
One success.
You glance towards the window. There's no light coming in from outside.
He kind of like glances away from mom and dad, not really sure where to look, but
The
like
shadows
kind of
don't
like
make sense.
he's kind of like looking around, not frantically in fear, more like at this point, like, you know, it's more like looking for something to direct anger at or frustration at, and part of the shadow is not making sense. Even that he's kind of getting to him. He's just so fucking tired of things not making sense. He just kind of like clenches his hand to his knuckle, or you know, his hand, puts it kind of flat on the table to try to like resist like smacking something, you know. What do you mean I didn't have a choice?
She was chosen. She is ours. She is mine.
For now, I'm going to take her back from you.
Only when I give her back. That's how this works.
So, why are you doing this?
It makes a great story. And she wouldn't be out if it wasn't for you, Xander. Everything comes back in a moment. In an instant, everything is back to normal.
He doesn't respond right away, and he looks.
That pisses your mom off. Xander. Right. Okay. Yeah. So it's my fault. That's what you're saying. I'm not saying it's your fault. I'm just saying.
No, that's exactly what you're saying, and you're not. Maybe you're not entirely wrong. I wasn't here. I was somewhere else. I was doing something else. I thought maybe at the time was important, or I thought it might make someone else happy, or I thought maybe just maybe I could do a little bit of good somewhere else for once, you know? But that's not why she left. It's not my fault. She chose to leave. And I wasn't here to blame for that. So who does that leave? Huh?
She reaches out with her right hand and she slaps you across the face.
He takes it.
Your dad gets up. He starts screaming. It's at you. You know that. But the string of profanities that he throws out, you can't really piece together what he's saying. He's mad. You get that. But at some point, the lamp is thrown, and it shatters. The words seem to me... You can't hear them anymore. There's that feeling that you've got in your chest. And you... And past his bared teeth, you see him pointing towards the door. You hear him. Finally. If you're so content on being gone all the time, then stay gone. Immediately, your mom's composure kind of softens, and she walks over and she tries to talk your dad down, but you don't know which is the worst fate here.
He kind of like opens his mouth to say something, and he catches himself. He stops. He looks up. He looks to Dad. He looks to Mom. He kind of gives a nod. Maybe I should. Maybe it'd be better for everybody. He would go to his room for the backpack.
Good. We will get back in one moment. We're gonna slip back over to Alice. Alice,
Hello.
you're pulling up to your dad's house.
Oh, lovely.
Your dad's waiting outside.
Yeah. She like tries not to look at his face as she like pulls up and gets out of the car.
Officer Kelly steps out.
Oh God, she followed me?
Yeah, all the way home.
Okay.
Officer Kelly steps out. She kind of starts. Well, she came willingly, and your dad cuts her off. Yeah, that's fine. Get the hell off my property. She kind of like is jarred for a second. She blinks.
ACAB.
He just gives her a look, and then she's like, "Fine. Well, if you have any paperwork that you need filed, I'll be down at the office." Yeah, I think I'll be fine. Get lost. She gets in her car, drives back out of the gated out of your gated front yard, and then drives off. Leaving you and your dad.
Oh, lovely.
How was your drive?
She sort of just like shrugs. You know, it was fine. Sorry, guys.
He just gives you this flat look.
I was choking on my own throat, sorry. She like looks up at him and she like sighs and she says, I would guess that it's probably safe to assume that you mean the one from last night and not the one getting here this morning.
Oh, take your pick. I don't really care which night of you driving my car you or which drive of my car you're talking about. I just want to know how you thought you drove.
She like glances at the car. She can't really like help it, and I think
he looks at the broken fender and then looks back at you. His expression does not change.
I think I don't think she's at an angle that she can really look at the fender, and so she looks at the hood and finally realizes that there's a huge dent in the hood from she doesn't know that it was Xander, but she doesn't know how the bump on the hood got there. And so her brow like furrows and she like turns to it fully and she goes, "What?" Well, it was I was going a little
Alice,
too fast.
what the fuck?
She like purses her lips.
What's going on?
I got a call.
I was there.
Right. No, before that. And my friend needed help and I had, locked my keys in my car and it sounded like they really needed some help, so I took the first
You
keys
hear it
off the thing.
jingling as he tosses you.
She like scrambles to catch it.
Yeah, I saw him. You could have came back, you know. Pretty sure you said you're gonna come back.
I just needed it was a frustrating night and I'm sorry, but I needed some space. Because I knew that you would
his
be
arms
angry.
and kind of like looks at you. He steps over and looks at the car. He reaches down and kind of like the fender. Alice, you can talk to me. You know you can talk to me.
She like nods a little bit.
Then talk to me.
So when Xander and I found Giles, I left my number at the hospital. And Giles called me and he sounded a little panicked and said that he needed some help. So I went to go help him. And I guess I kind of psyched myself out a little bit, and with all the rain and stuff, I wasn't driving very carefully.
I'm not talking about the car. I don't give a shit about the car. Insurance will pay for this. Whatever.
I mean, I don't know what else you want me to say.
I want to know what's going on with you. I don't care about this shit. I didn't come home to complain about my things. I came home to see you and your bitch of a mother.
She like flinches.
I'm not saying you're a bitch. I'm saying your mom's a bitch. But I wanted to see you. That's why I'm here.
Right. I mean, she sort of just like shrugs. I don't know what to tell you. And like her jaw clenches. Currently what's going through Alice's head is that like yes, fundamentally she's acting incredibly strange and she knows that, but part of her is also like, maybe if you had been around, you know, he would have maybe been a little more understanding or like that sort of thing. And then it goes into this like loop of of I'm acting strange and I know it. If Dad had been around at any point, he would maybe back off my case here. And then there's a new line of thinking that kind of enters this sort of semi-familiar loop, which is him not being here is Giles' fault. And so I think she just sort of like falls silent as that sort of loop just kind of goes around.
He kind of eyes you for a long moment. So that's it then? Not gonna tell me anything else.
She shrugs again and she says, there's nothing to say.
I think there's plenty to say. Chiefly, you should start explaining to me about your friend and how he's doing and why that was more important than staying at home and watching the Goonies with your dad. He gives you like this flat look. You kind of get the feeling that he's teasing you, but he's your dad, so like, and question marks.
She sighs a little bit and she says he needed help getting out of the hospital and to the station, turns out.
Go ahead and give me a manipulation flip. Specifically a manipulation. I think that this is a manipulation socialize.
Okay. Let's. Shit. I don't think that's any.
No successes.
No successes.
He doesn't believe you, and it's very obvious he doesn't believe you. Yeah?
She shrugs.
So, I don't know if you know this, but I've got a buddy. I don't know if I've ever told you about Dale.
Dale?
Dale.
No.
Yeah, he works for the telephone company. He kind of puts his hands on his hips, nods. I was worried about you last night. Didn't know really what to do, so this morning I called him up and he faxed me your text record.
Oof. Oof.
She like hard winces.
Would you like to explain?
Oh god, if only I could remember what text I sent.
I think that I will let you try to recollect what texts. I think they might be in your notes.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. I can't remember if I don't.
I
think
remember
really...
she messaged Xander a few times, like as she stole the car and as she left, or like while they were on the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like she said we're gonna check on Giles. I remember he sent her back something like, yeah, you know, like she was gonna pick him up at his house.
Uh-huh.
and he messaged her saying there was trouble or something, and like he'd be out in a minute or a little bit because he was talking to his sister, and his sister was freaked out. There are the most recent string of text messages like shitting on the police, but I think Dad would be okay with that. I think she mentioned she was gonna she stole her dad's car or something like that in text, and he's just like, "Good on you," or
oh yeah,
babies growing up, or some snide
yeah.
shit like that.
Along with like it's honestly it's a bunch of meetup texts between fucking her and Xander. She like shrugs a little bit. I figured, since Xander and I had found Giles together, that he would probably also be interested in making sure that he was okay.
So you joyroaded over to Xander's house and picked him up. Then you went to go see your friend in the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
She like frowns a little bit and she says, "Why not?"
He reaches into his coat and he pulls out a single sheet of paper. What is this? And then he hands it to you.
Oh no.
Oh god, what is this sheet of paper? Yeah, I guess she like takes it, turns it towards her, glances up at her dad, and then looks down to read it.
And what does it say?
Yeah, what does it say? Oh, is there a... Oh.
No, I'm asking you, what does it say?
Oh, I didn't realize that there was a thing at it.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah, it's in your handouts.
She like her.
My favorite thing is
Oh,
whenever
God.
you read one of these manuscript pages and your voice changes 9 decibels. It's so funny. 9 octaves.
It just goes up. Oh boy.
This will probably be all right.
Yeah, I think she needs to roll a composure to keep a straight face, so I'm gonna do that.
Probably wise.
Still like ice. Not as like ice, but still like ice. I'm slightly melted ice. I think that she is going to try and spin it as her being confused about what it is as well. So she burrows...
That would be a manipulation. That would be another manipulation flip.
Read it to the class first.
Yeah, you gotta read to the class.
That's fair. It says, she looked down at the door. The keys sat in the dip of the seat, and the door was locked. A frenzy set into her mind. She had no way of getting to the hospital, and Giles was in trouble. She looked at her father's car. It was the only way, is what the manuscript says.
Keeping a journal of my life.
So she's gonna spin it as, is it just straight up manipulation, or is it manipulation?
It's manipulation, socialized. If you're I think it's manipulation. empathy because you're trying to express a emotion that's not
Right, true.
true. It's not like you're directly trying to convince him of this thing. You're just trying to make it seem like you don't know what it is.
Yeah, so. Hey! 3 successes.
Yeah.
So she looks at it, furrows her brow, and like gets this weirded out look, and like looks up at her dad, and she like shakes her head, and she goes, "I have no fucking clue what this is, other than absolutely creepy."
It was in your car.
She like shrugs and shakes her head pretty like quickly, and she says, Dad, my car was locked.
Yeah, and this says that happened.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know what you want me to do about it. It
I don't
doesn't
know what
make
I want
any
to do
sense.
about it either. It doesn't make any sense. When I first saw it, I got pissed off because I thought you fucking freeloaded my car and you left this as false evidence for me to do it. But that doesn't make any sense. Because if you wrote this for that, then why did you leave it in the car? More over on top of that, like if you left this in the car, how did you leave it in the car? It doesn't make a sense.
Yeah,
I bet it's that Xander kid. He's probably fucking with you.
She like rolls her eyes a little bit, but she shrugs and shakes her head, and she's like, I mean, I don't know how he would have left it here. When did you get into my car?
Last night after you left.
I mean, I picked him up, so I don't
Yeah, that doesn't
think
make
it
any
was
sense.
him.
So how the fuck did it get there?
She shrugs again and like tries to discreetly just fold up the manuscript and tuck it into her pocket under the guise that she shoves both of her hands in her pockets.
Look, Allison, I'm not...
Did he call me Allison?
Allison, yep.
She like balks a little bit and she's like, please, Dad, no, just Alice.
Never call me Allison.
Never call me Allison.
Look, Allison.
No.
Look, Alice. Some fucky's going on. And, I know I'm an old man and I don't get all of your guys' shit. But there's always been something fucking weird with this place. Always. It's like this back when I met your mom, too.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. I can't describe it. There's something wrong.
Well, like...
That is... Just... Look. Just be careful, alright? I don't give a shit about the car. I don't give a shit about whatever. Just if you need help, ask for help.
She sighs a little bit, and does like a little like half-hearted nod, and she goes, okay. Yeah, okay. If I need help, I'll ask you for help.
Terrific. Now give me my fucking keys. I'm gonna take this to the body shop.
She like scrambles a little bit and hands him back his keys.
It's probably gonna take him a few days to get all this shit out of here, so I'm probably gonna miss my flight out.
I mean, I can drive you to the...
No, it's fine. I want to drive my car.
She like
More
gives him
importantly,
a look.
More
Just-
importantly,
Mhm.
if there's things going on here that I need to be around for, I'd rather be around for once.
She like she feels you know that like ball of emotion that you can sometimes get like that just builds up in your throat.
Mm-hmm.
She gets that. And she tries to swallow it down and just sort of nods a little bit and says,
Give me another composure.
bup, 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 bup. Just straight up composure.
Botching it.
Botching it. Is it just straight up composure?
Yeah, it's just straight composure.
Bup, bup. Oh.
Botch!
Botching it.
Botched
You
it.
called that one. You
You're
pointed to
right.
the
Yeah, I
fucking
called-
stands and knocked it out of the park.
No, what happened is everything was lined up, balls coming in, and it hit you right in the fucking dick. So, you can't control your emotions. It hits you like a wall of bricks.
She like tries to look away casually, but she moves too fast and like brings her knuckle up to her eyes as she starts tearing up. Okay. I'm gonna go inside, and she
Hey,
just
before you go.
speed walks past her dad.
He fucking reaches out and he grabs you with those fucking man mittens.
No.
And he holds you by the shoulder. I'm sorry I called the cops. I knew better. Fucking useless piece of shit. Wannabe pig. He just goes off. He is going on these fucking swine flu having ass. But you get the feeling that he is genuinely repentant, and he finally does let you go, so you can go inside.
Yeah, she just goes in.
Your mom is watching her horror films on the couch. She kind of glances over. I always like to imagine her as being like a blonde Morticia Addams. That's less interesting and more like she's trying to look like Morticia Addams. like great value. Like Morticia Addams is
Adams.
yeah, Morticia Addams is Dr. Pepper, and this girl is like Dr. Thunder.
Store brand Morticia Adams.
Not even a good store brand like Dr. Pibb. That's harsh.
Yeah, no, it's Dr. Thunder.
That's funny.
No. She's Dr. Spice.
What the fuck is Dr. Spice?
I'm pretty sure it's another one of those.
Oh god, that's hilarious.
It sounds familiar. I'm sure I've seen that somewhere.
Yeah, Dr. Spice sounds like
an Old Spice knockoff.
Yeah. Right here. I'm just gonna post this up right. Yeah. Dr. Spice. right there. That's your mom.
Very pixelated.
No.
Spicy cola.
It looks like a fucking tomato on the can. What the fuck?
It's in all lowercase. Dr. Spice.
Am I having a stroke?
Like... Quiet, Dr. Pepper. She kind of looks at you for a second and then back to her film. You finish getting yelled at by your father.
She's sort of like...
Why are you crying?
I don't like being yelled at, and she like shrugs.
She kind of makes like a noise disgust and turns her attention back to her movies. Well, if you need any,
Why do you like those? She gestures to the movie. Hello? Hello? Oh, I think something happened. Guys? I think this might be me. Hang on. Hello? Hello? Oh. Oh, I think my internet's gone out. Hello? Oh, Jesus. Yeah, no, I hardcore disconnected. Let me pause this. So what she was asking her mom was, why do you watch those? Referring to the horror movie playing on the screen.
they're exhilarating, she states in the most flat monotone.
Alice like frowns a little bit and she like thinks about it for a second, nods and goes, I guess that makes sense. That's one reason to watch them, I suppose.
What do you think you would do if you were one of these people in a horror movie?
She like looks at the screen probably when like someone's getting killed.
She's watching Scream right now.
Oh great. I can't remember any like I can't remember any scenes from the actual movie Scream. I can only remember scenes from the parody movie of
Parodies.
Scream.
Yeah, sure.
Isn't it
Just basically the
like
same
he
thing.
breaks into her house,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And like there's a killer in the house. It's kind of one of
Yeah.
those movies. It's
Yeah,
been a
yeah.
long time.
Yeah. So she's just like she just like watches like a couple seconds of a scene and she says, I mean, if it's a person, she sort of just like shrugs. I mean, adaptability is probably key. So, gonna keep
Your
on my
mom
toes, I guess.
actually kind of snorts at that and kind of looks at you. She has like this dead expression, like this mocking expression. So, which professor taught you that saying, or is that just one you made up yourself?
I mean,
Adaptability is key.
you
That's what
asked
I would
me.
say when I'm not involved in a conversation too.
You asked me how I would survive, like what I would do if I was in this situation, and I think being adaptable is important. So, I mean, for like that sort of situation, like how can you
But if
predict what that person's going to do? They're so different from
don't
you.
think about it like it's real. It's not real. That's the thing about horror movies. They're not real. None of it's real. These aren't real people. They're not going through real issues. And
People
that's
get
why they always
murdered all the time. She gestures to the screen as somebody is getting like stabbed or whatever, and she's like, "People get stabbed all the time. Like, if you know you're in a dangerous situation like that, like you
then
arm
find a way
yourself and then
out.
you prepare yourself for the unexpected."
She kind of laughs. I guess it's either that or be the monster sort of situation, right?
Right.
She kind of looks at you for a moment, and then back to her movie. You would probably die really soon. You don't. You strike me as the type who tries to be the hero or makes a stand or whatever and ends up dead. I mean, that's the way to go, I guess.
she like frowns and like gives her mom like a sort of she gives her mom like a sort of like I guess it's an expression that's sort of akin to the man fuck you sort of sentiment. And she shakes her head. Whatever.
Whatever.
Why are you like this? Like Alice went to go like just give up and go to the like the kitchen or whatever to like I don't know, pour herself a bowl of cereal, make a quiche. I don't fucking know.
All right, first
And-
off, disgusting.
Make an entire quiche.
I don't know. I think I was thinking of something else.
I've had quiche before. It's not bad.
No,
Fucking
I think
quiche.
I was thinking of some other like actual breakfast food, and quiche is what came out of my mouth.
Quiche is a breakfast food.
Is it? Okay, great. She,
Yeah, it's literally it's an egg muffin that's just egg, and then you put shit in it,
Yeah,
okay,
it's
great.
basically like an egg pie. It's fucking weird. Like,
Yeah.
and it's gross.
No, I think I've had one before. Either way, like, so she went to go towards the kitchen, and then she had this like flash of anger where she was like, no, you know what, fuck that. I'm not letting this bitch talk to me like that. And so she like stops and turns real sharply back towards where her mom is fucking lounging, and she goes, why are you like this?
Like what, my dear?
You basically just mocked me. Like, what? Why do you think that's okay?
Because you're my daughter and you can handle it. I also think that maybe just maybe between your father and I, we've done our time, and you're our daughter, so she just kind of shrugs at you. You're not sure that you really know where she's going with
No,
that.
I have no idea. Like, I have no idea. Alice is also incredibly lost, and
Well, there you go.
she's
That's-
just like, what? What? Okay, whatever, I guess. And she like her brow has like furrowed, and she just flicks her hand in a sort of like as if like dismissing this like conversation or this confusing notion, and goes to the kitchen to, I don't know, have some juice. Yeah, she has some juice and checks her phone and like that sort of thing.
I mean, your phone's what it was, so like,
Sure is. I mean,
yep.
she opens it, sees she has like 0 texts. Has she gotten any calls from the bathroom thing?
No, not yet.
I see. Okay. She sends Xander a quick text being like, "Hey,
My mom's a bitch.
me and my mom just got into such a big fight because she totally said I was gonna die in a horror movie.
And given the current circumstance,
Xander
I
just
had
messages-
no good comebacks."
He just help me think of a comeback so I can own her, and Xander's just like, bruh, like.
She texts Xander and is like, "Are you still up for meeting up or what?" Uh, don't want. No, she like types out, "Don't want to say too much. Dad's been reading my texts." And then she deletes that and just sends, "Are you still wanting to meet up?"
He kind of like looks down at the phone. He's like putting shit in his bag, maybe like a change of clothes, shit like that. Not grabbing like everything, but kind of the important stuff that you would grab if you're planning on not being home for a day or two.
Yeah.
He like stops in the middle of that, looks down at the phone, kind of reads it, messages back, "Dad done being a douche?" question mark. And then he sends back. He's like, "Yeah, ain't got nothing, no better place to be right now." And goes back to like getting a shit.
Okay. She sends back, "Okay, cool. See you at the Marmont." And I guess she finishes her drink, puts the glass in the sink, grabs her backpack that she left here last night, changes, obviously, because she's been in the same clothes for like, she's not wearing the same clothes 2 days in a row.
Can't help but notice you didn't take a shower, you gross gremlin.
She took one last night.
Oh, well. Dang it. I wanted you to describe the shower scene. You gotta have at least one awkward shower scene, like, over this entire thing.
We gotta save that for more in the middle when the when the people listening know Alice a bit better, so it's even more primo awkwardness.
Yeah, and then maybe Xander walks in and they have like a tender moment in the shower. Gotcha.
God.
I know what you guys are trying to write here. I'll help you out.
Yeah, we're
Xander's-
subjecting
Xander's
the
like the
populace
only
to
one
our
here.
smut.
Like Xander's not like the only one here. It's everyone else who's apparently writing a fan fiction. He's apparently just here for the ride.
Yeah, he's
Literally,
just like,
it's
I
the
don't
entire
fucking.
thing.
I was hanging out with Alice, and then his mom is like, "You were banging Alice," and he's like, "Whatever."
He's just like, you wanted me to be around girls. Like, I thought you'd be happy.
Yeah. So gets her
So
backpack, changes clothes, probably puts. She probably has like some extra clothes here, um, along with like at her dorm, and I think she like grabs some stuff that she just like remembers offhand that she wants to take back to her dorm that she grabs as well, and then takes off.
so as you leave, uh, you are able to catch like the tail end of your father telling your mother that he's gonna take the car and to get looked at, and then he'll be probably heading off to sightsee around town.
Hmm.
Your mother kind of like dismisses it offhandedly, and then your dad kind of like prods her, and your dad's in the process of being like, "All right, well, fuck me, I guess. I'll just go fuck off in town instead of spending any time with you because you obviously don't want that." And then she responds with something along the lines of, "Yeah, obviously." And your dad kind of like looks at you on the way out, gives you a wave, and then like looks back at this, and you can tell he's in. They're about to do like it's about to be a fight.
Like
They're
a
about to
fight.
maybe like it's gonna become domestic.
What?
Like
It's,
God.
it's basically the scene from American Psycho, right?
I've never seen American Psycho.
Yeah, same. I don't know what scene you're talking about.
You've probably seen the. I'm pretty sure it's American Psycho. You've probably seen the meme where the lady's on the couch and he just kind of walks up behind her with a nail gun.
Oh no! No.
Jesus Christ. Oh man,
Pretty sure that was Psycho.
I think Alice is like half tempted to stay,
Oh God.
like in a like to make sure they don't fuck each other up, but I think ultimately she's like,
That's exactly who
God.
your mom looks like too. Holy shit.
oh fuck.
How
Yeah.
would that nail gun fire though? It doesn't have any seat.
Jesus. All over the couch. But I think ultimately she is like, no, they're adults. I'm not gonna be involved in this. I'm not dealing with this right now, and continues off to the marmot.
Fair.
Oh yeah. So, yeah, I guess Xander finishes getting his shit.
Please tell me that's what Xander sent to Alice.
Oh my god. Sending memes over his flip phone.
If he knew what her mother looked like, probably, honestly, from how you described her, yeah, maybe.
Oh god.
Like, he doesn't know the situation, so, you know. He'd probably message something like, lol, I'm surprised your dad didn't kill you for crashing his car, you know? But, probably...
That's when Alice responds with, "Well, my dad actually loves me." So.
Oh no, no. I think she refrains from answering any of these texts, knowing that her dad can just sort of like get her texts from his buddy.
She's not gonna give Xander the heads up that he probably shouldn't be so flippant with her criminal activities.
She'll tell him at the moment.
So, about that time, your phone rings.
Oh, my phone?
Don't crash it on your way over.
Yep.
Okay. Like while I'm driving?
Yeah.
Okay. Can I answer it on speakerphone?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, I'll answer it on speakerphone.
Hello?
Hi.
Hey, hi. Is this Alice?
Yes, who is this?
W- there's like this awkward, like, long pause. What? This is Anthony.
I don't know an Anthony. Wait, do I know? Wait, isn't Anthony Xander's friend?
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, what's his fucking last name? What's his goddamn last name?
I don't even remember my friend's last name.
Logan.
Are you trying to in-game remember it or out of game?
Out of game. I mean,
Logan.
I guess that's
out of game. It's Logan.
Yeah, Logan. She like is snapping her fingers a little bit. Anthony, you're Xander's friend, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up?
Well, I don't. Gosh, hang on. Give me a second. I gotta. Hold on. The phone kind of like goes quiet for a second. Okay. So, I do gambling, right? So, but a lot of the times I actually, I doctor the cards and the rolls and stuff. So a lot of times I end up winning. And because of that I got a lot of money.
Right.
And well, so I know that you're one of those girls who like one of those escort girls who will spend time with you if you pay them. So I was wondering if when you're next free, I want to schedule like like an all day thing. Like you can come over at my house and I could pay you and like we could, it doesn't have to be anything weird or anything. But we could like hang out and if I give you money, then like you could suck me off or something.
Holy shit. So
God, I
when
hope your
he
dad gets the transcripts of these calls next.
when he says escort, Alice's like hand twitches and she like hovers it over the hang up button, and then she lets him finish and she goes, Anthony,
Yeah.
out of game. Is the Anderson sawmill still up and running and like that sort of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. No, not there. Where do I send this motherfucker?
You could just have him find a way out onto uh, to the Rose Gold Country Club.
No. She wants him to just hang out in an embarrassing spot alone for a while she stands him up.
Well, if you go to the Cedar Point, I think it's called Cedar Point. There's a Cedar Point information that has most of the.
Yeah, I'm looking through it. I don't really want him hanging around where my like parents sort of hang around, so definitely not like the country club or the marina. I think she says, Anthony, how about this? Tomorrow, you meet me at Lake Cedar. Just you know that there's a little spot where I know that there's usually a lot of like tourists and stuff, but you know the little spot on the other side of the lake that's pretty clear?
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, you can just meet me there.
Really? How much? So like how much? How much for like the entire day thing?
Do you do online banking?
Yeah.
Just send me like $300 and I'll see you there.
Give me a morality roll.
She's like this bitch. Oh god, it's a.
You definitely need to roll me a morality.
5, 6, 7, 7. It's D10.
It's 7
right?
D10.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, great. She's like this bitch. That is two successes.
Yeah, so you're able to justify it. This fucking moron is wanting to go that far out of his way or whatever. Yeah. You could like text me your info and I could get back to you, right?
I mean, it's tomorrow, so I'll just see you there.
Yeah, well, no. What I mean is like,
right.
You want to do the online baking? Do I need to like pay ahead, or do I pay the day of, or?
I would prefer ahead, but.
Well, me too. That's why I'm calling you.
Right. So just whenever you can.
Because I prefer ahead. Head.
Oh, you're so funny.
So, anyway, what are you wearing?
I'm actually driving right now, Anthony.
Oh, sorry. I'll let you go. Text me your info and I'll get that sent right over.
Great. And Anthony,
Yeah,
this is just between you and me, right?
yeah.
Great. All right. See you tomorrow. And she hangs up.
Xander, you get a phone call.
He looks at it.
It's Anthony Logan.
He picks it up. What, man?
Dude, I'm gonna get laid.
I don't
I
believe
called
you.
Alice, and she, remember the for a good time call Alice. So I called Alice, and she's like an actual call girl, like an actual like escort. And
Yeah, something like that.
yeah. So she said that she'd blow me at the old Cedar Point Causeway for $300. So I'm gonna.
She
Well,
gave you a better deal than she gave me.
well, yeah, maybe.
She's
Maybe
trust
she
me,
likes me.
it's worth it.
Oh, I'm so glad. Hey, dude, you think you can hook me up with some stuff so I could go out there? You know, I don't know if she smokes or anything like that, but I think it'd be really good to, get nice and fucking baked before I get my knob slobbed.
Did
You
you
know,
spend? It depends. I mean, did you spend all your money on her, or you still got some to
God,
spare? Because
no,
last time I floated you, you tried to fuck me. Remember?
no, nothing like no. Xander. I wouldn't. Nah. I got you. How's how's like 40 sound? Is 40 good?
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, you did pay up last time. It took you fucking forever, but
Yeah.
you did. So you know what? 40's fine. I can do 40.
Oh, cool. Where do you want me to so anyway, you said that she's good at it.
Yeah, I mean,
Dude, I've never even
not.
like kissed a girl before.
She's pretty good. She's worth the money. You know. I'm not gonna say I've had. Don't kiss and tell. You know, it's kind of the rules of the thing. But you won't be disappointed. She's worth the time.
All right, sweet. Well, anyway, if you want to like meet up later on and you give me that stuff, it'd be great. Oh, also, hey, can you think you like to spot me like $200?
He hangs up. He just like pulls the phone away and just like hides like an ugly chortle, you know? Just he's obviously very pleased with himself.
You all right there?
Yeah, no, this is great. I have a backup plan if he tries to fuck me. Like fuck me over.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think his intention is to
Tell his dad.
No, I'm going to find the dudes that he gambles with and tell him that he cheats.
Aww.
You probably be like, "Hey, Dad, this guy
You're
called
just
me
ruining this
because-"
man's life for no reason. Like,
This is a one-time thing. He knows not to contact me after this. We go about our day. He gives me
you're gonna
$300.
survive.
I stay quiet and we go about our day.
You're gonna survive all the shadow monsters.
You know who probably
and
should
all
give
the
you an
evil.
actual like recording of that conversation?
My dad.
Your dad.
It's gonna be great. You're gonna survive all the shadow monsters and all the creepy bullshit, and then you're gonna get out, and in the epilogue, this guy that you fucked with is just gonna shoot you.
It's like the end Great Gatsby. Yeah.
And then he'll take his money back,
It's 300.
just Grand Theft Auto style, and then he'll jet.
It'll be fine.
Okay, so you pull up to
hmm
the diner.
Yeah, and while I'm still in my car, I text Anthony my bank stuff, so that he can do the whatever, and then I get out and go inside.
Okay. Is Xander already at the moment?
Well, assuming he doesn't get accosted or whatever as he leaves his room and whatever, not that's where he'd be heading. Yeah.
So your dad's already left for work, and your mom is getting ready to leave as well.
As as she as he leaves, he kind of glances back to her. I don't blame you. That's all he says before leaving.
Oh yeah. Always have to get those that last one liner in.
Yeah.
So you are you're the marmot. Xander's mom hasn't clocked in for work yet. She hasn't clocked in until about noon today. So you guys are fine to be spared of her wrath for at least a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna leave a shitty tip.
So,
Mm-hmm.
what's your guys' game plan?
I think so. I mean, ultimately, this is up to you, but I feel like that was giving into my god complex a little bit. Because she definitely didn't need. She doesn't need money.
No.
She's just trying to show this person that she's better than him.
Basically.
Teach him. How dare this peasant
like
think?
literally, it was oh, this motherfucker thinks I'm like some sort of fucking escort. Fuck him. But I could hang up. Or, I mean, you pay escorts, right? All right, let's get some cash. Let's fuck with this guy. But no, that's yeah. So she's in. It doesn't really matter because I don't think I have willpower to gain.
I don't believe so.
Yeah, so it's literally just to be a bitch. Anyways, yeah, she's at the Marmot. Are there any booze available, or is it just stools?
There's booths.
Cool.
There's the same one that's open that you and your dad stayed at.
Yeah, I guess that'll do. She takes a seat, plucks one of the menus from off the little side thing that's got like the salt and the pepper and the ketchup on it, and just like flips it open and glances at it even though she knows what she wants.
And what's Xander doing?
I'd imagine he probably got there a little bit before she did, because I think he's closer.
Yeah.
But he'd kind of just be in the booth or whatever. He'd probably just be ordering eggs, like scrambled eggs, and that bacon toast. The standard little breakfast plate.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he'd just be sitting there like fucking with the salt and pepper shaker. Not really. Just kind of like doing something with his hands.
Mm-hmm.
Not really. It's clear there's something on his mind, but then again, how could there not be with all the bullshit they've been through last night?
Yeah. Did he leave like his backpack in his car, or did he bring it inside with him?
He'd be bringing it in with him.
Okay.
It'd be like under the desk, or not
okay.
desk, the table.
The table, yeah. She probably like nudges it back over to his side with her foot, just like she's not trying to be rude about it, but like she likes her foot space. And as like after she orders, which is probably just like some hash browns, some like vegetarian shit, she puts the menu back very like purposefully, folds her fingers together and looks at Xander, and she says, "Your friend Anthony's a fucking idiot."
As she opens her mouth to speak, he actually interrupts her. Is she like dressed fancy? Like she normally like not plebite like everybody else.
I mean, she dresses very like aesthetically.
Like,
So yeah,
well, she dresses
yeah,
well.
yeah,
Yeah, he's just like, like, but it's not like out of the normal for her.
yeah, yeah.
But he's gonna give her shit about it. He's just like, you're dressed up nice. I heard. You looking forward to your date?
She like she glares at him and she says, I mean, it's not really a date if you're standing somebody up, is it?
He kind of chuckles a little bit, and he's just like, well, he see. He seemed very excited. He even asked me to provide some party favors for your date.
Well, I hope that he pre-games because he's not going to have a very good time otherwise.
Ooh, that's harsh. He just kind of looks her down and he's like, that's cold.
She like smiles a little bit and she says, I mean, whatever. Don't solicit strange women for stuff like that then.
Fair enough. I wonder where he got that idea. He just kind of shrugs.
What, the idea to call me? I don't fucking know. Is there like a she like gets a little irate and she's like, is there like a rumor about me in the like she wiggles her fingers at him like your little underbellied stoner whatever
Okay,
sort of
first
group
of all,
you have.
there are always rumors about you stuffy rich people. Yeah? Always. And most of the time, they're actually a little deeper than you think. He kind of gives her a little bit of a wily grin,
So what? I mean,
What?
you're not
What?
you're not gonna tell me what people are saying about me because it's fucked up.
Uh, nothing, nothing too much more different than they say about every other girl who doesn't give them the time of day.
Great.
He just kind of gives her a look, and he's like, "I don't even go to that school. How am I more in tune to this shit than you are?"
I'm not. I mean, what is are most of your friends from the college?
Yeah, who the fuck else am I gonna hang out with around here?
She
Except
shrugged.
for the out of towners. He just kind of, except for the guys from the city.
I don't know. I don't. We stopped being friends in like what, mid high school, beginning of high school.
And something like that. So, yeah. He kind of trails off. Looks like he's about to say something else, but kind of just. There's this kind of lingering thought in the back of his mind that he's already like. He's already been like snapping enough today. He's already caused enough damage. He just kind of like lets the banter drop for a sec and glances around, takes a sip of his water.
Besides my group of college party friends, whatever. I think probably is in a different tax bracket than yours.
He snorts when you say party friends, like as if you know what that means, He just, and for a second, he probably has a very similar look on his face that you do whenever you look at anybody. Like, as if, yeah, I'm sure you're a regular known party animal. Huh?
I don't know where you got this impression that I'm some sort of like goody two shoes angel, but you should really reevaluate it.
He kind of eyes her up and down, like obviously assessingly, and kind of cocks his head back a little bit. Maybe. Last few days got me wondering.
She shrugs. Either way, you should probably be careful about what you text me.
Kind of like gives her a look. Yeah, afraid somebody will see you talking to me. Fair enough.
No, mostly I'm worried about like the subjects of said texts. Because apparently my dad has, surprise, surprise, a friend at the telephone company, and he pulled my texts.
He kind of just goes a little stiff and looks over. No shit.
No shit.
Alice,
Hello.
during your conversation, you hear your phone vibrate.
She like frowns and like pulls it out.
There's an email. It has been added to your handouts.
Hmm. She like snorts. Cool, great.
It just kind of gives her an odd look. Say something funny, like, is there something on my shirt? He like looks down.
She puts her phone down, face down, and looks at Xander, and she says, "Your friend Anthony is not very smart." And that shows in his email address.
Yeah, we don't exactly exchange emails.
Are you showing him? Are you showing him the?
I think she does. I think she can't I think she can't keep it to herself. I think she's too like weirdly proud of it. So she flips her phone over and shows him the email.
It should be updated in your notes.
Jesus Christ. For outside reference of people who can't see it, it's a PayPal receipt.
Yeah, they should. They can see it through my eyes.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
Yeah.
He just kind of stares at it and just, wow. All right.
Mhm.
Fair enough.
She shrugs and takes her phone back.
So, what? Your dad's spying on you?
I'm hoping that it was a one-time thing, because he was worried about me having ran off, but he seems pretty concerned in general now. So I want to be a little more careful. Hopefully he just sticks to texts. That's the one downside to that call, but hopefully he just sticks to texts. But yeah, so just so you're aware, my texting's probably gonna be bare minimum.
He thinks for a second and nods. Alright.
I might.
So we can get you another phone?
Yeah, that's what I was actually just thinking, is maybe I should get just like something small, simple, like a
He just kind of like looks down at his own phone and puts it down on the table.
yeah, like that.
Yeah.
Alice,
Mm-hmm.
your phone vibrates again.
Oh God, she looks at it.
It's a text.
From.
Unknown number.
Okay. What's it say?
Hey BBY, can't wait to see you.
Oh boy. She like stares at it for a moment. Hmm.
Look, there's something I need to tell you.
She forgets about the text. Hearing Xander's like cadence, puts her phone on its face and leans back a bit to listen to Xander. What's up?
I came home last night and checked on my parents, and they were in bed. It seemed like they were fine. You know, everything seemed normal. I went to bed. When I got up this morning, after I got your text, I went into the kitchen and give myself something to eat. You know, face the music, right? Because I knew there was going to be a fight after. My mom, she wanted me to stay home, stay with my sister. He kind of like pauses a little bit. Instead of going to the mill with you, she didn't want me to stay anywhere near the mill, like go anywhere near there. So when the officers told her where they found us and, you know, Giles and whatnot, they weren't happy. But so he kind of pauses to like put his hand on his forehead and like kind of collect himself for a second. Sorry. So when I do you remember the nurses and the doctors last night? He drops his voice low.
She nods.
You were up in the vent. Still, but you might not have been able to see them. But do you remember?
I remember hearing them.
Do you remember how not
Yeah.
like people they sounded?
Yeah, it sounded like they were like almost broken records, just repeating the same thing over and over.
When I got up this morning, my parents were in the kitchen, and I got that feeling from them.
Mm.
I tried to talk to them, and I don't even remember what they said, but it was like that again, you know. I tried to like hit the lights, and that didn't work, and I tried to like talk to them, and that didn't work. They didn't snap out of it, and like they were just stuck there, you know. And like dad was like reading a paper, and mom was like pouring a glass of juice or milk or water or some shit, I don't even fucking remember, and she just kept pouring it even though the glass was overflowing. And I like grabbed her, like I like put my hand on her shoulder, you know, tried to shake it out, and then she was better, right? She was mom again, and dad was, well, dad again, and it was over. And then of course the yelling started, and you know, it was normal again, the yelling, and until it wasn't normal anymore.
Hmm.
In the middle of our fight, I snapped at her, and I said something I probably shouldn't have. And when I did, everything went dark, and the shadows moved, and they talked to me. They talked to me.
Shit.
And I don't I don't know what that means. I don't the I don't like, it had to have been the writer, right? You know, it's on it. It said I don't know. It said it had my sister. It said that she belonged to it, and that it was going to write a masterful story with her. And then things went back to normal again. Mom and I fought, and I got kicked out. But the thing, it talked to me. It's very clear that like he just kind of like pulls his arms to his chest a little bit and like scratches his shoulder almost like an actual like defensive posture in a way. And I don't know what to do.
Well, let's start with the simplest thing. Do you have an idea of where you're going to stay?
He shrugs. I was thinking maybe talking to Giles and seeing if maybe I can have like, I don't know, like maybe he needs some help around the station or something. Maybe I could pitch in. He said he, liked how, some of my stuff sounded. Maybe I can work with that. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not really worried about that, honestly. There are couches I can crowd it.
It's a starting point. And I don't know. She like shrugs when I'm overwhelmed by like. It's a terrible example. I understand that this is much more. And she like gestures vaguely to sort of express that she's like alluding to the weirdness and its sort of immensity, and she shrugs and she says it doesn't really compare, but when I'm feeling overwhelmed by like homework, I focus on the easiest thing to take care of first. So I thought that maybe we could try that, and I figured figuring out where you're going to sleep tonight would probably be the easiest thing, because I don't know what to tell you.
When she like mentions the homework and stuff, he gives her like the flattest, most borderline hostile look until like she continues, and like it kind of sinks in she's being serious and sincere, and then he kind of lightens up again, gives a small nod, and yeah, maybe you're right. It's not like we can really do much about this other shit right now anyway, right?
Right. I know that it's probably not what's the word, reassuring, but that's new to me. Not the like possession thing, obviously. Like I heard the nurses at the hospital, but the talking. Wait.
Yeah.
She like pauses for a second. Unless maybe it's not new. Maybe it's just different. When we were first getting involved in this, there was a point in which like I answered my phone, and I think I heard something talk to me.
Usually have how phones work. Did
Right.
she call
No,
you, or was it something else?
So I've been hearing static, like through the my phone and the radio.
For clarification, Xander heard the static at a few times, but like didn't hear any of the voices or any of the like the stuff directed at her, right?
No.
But he does remember the static.
He does remember static, yes.
Okay, just making sure. He kind of nods his head a little bit, like officer, your date's dad's radio when he left the hospital.
She rolls her eyes, but answers yes, like that. I could have sworn that when oh she like snaps her fingers. When we ended up going to the mill, before that, when we met here, do you remember the conversation we had when you showed up?
He kind of shakes his head a little bit. There's there's just been so much. Maybe
Right.
refresh me.
Um, I got a call before you showed up, and it was really staticky, but I heard something say, why did you leave? So,
Leave
yeah, it was after we almost hit those things on the road, and
the
we
kid, like
yeah,
the
yeah, when we hightailed it out of there the first time.
why didn't you like mention that before?
I did tell you.
Oh, you did?
I
He just
when
kind
you
of like
when you showed up, I told you, I'm pretty sure I told you about the phone call.
I
And then
maybe I'm sorry. He
no,
kind
I
of
mean
like
like you've
rubs
been
his head a little bit, and he's like, "I'm not gonna lie, I was a little not all there."
it's no, it's fine. I get it.
No,
Um
well, that too, but I was also kind of stoned, like
no, I that's what
really
I
stoned.
figured you meant.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, okay, good. We're on the same page then.
But yeah, no, I don't think it talking is necessarily new, but what is a little new is how direct it is being. And she like rests her head on her hand with her like elbow propped up on the table.
You think we could ask Giles if maybe it's talked to him before like this?
If it's these new shadowy things, I think those are new. Um, I think he said that they started showing up when he was writing himself too much as the
Right.
hero. I don't think they're going away, don't get me wrong, but I don't know how much he knows. However, I don't think it'll hurt to ask. At most, he'll say that he doesn't know much.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
So, I mean, we should probably go over there just to like make sure that you have a place to stay. Um,
Yeah, I guess I'm just a little less interested in that right now. I mean, it's not like I haven't spent the night in my car or something before. It's just
right, but it's two birds,
I
one
just
stone.
did anything weird happen to you today? Like,
Today,
yeah, like since last night.
uh, the only like weird thing I guess was that my dad found one of the manuscripts in my car.
Your dad found one?
Yeah, I don't know if it was like leftover from last night or something, but it was about me panicking and taking his car.
I bet that was a fun explanation.
I managed to convince him that I
Did
knew
it have
nothing
the
about it.
part where did it have the part where you crashed the car?
No, it was me discovering that my keys had been locked in my car and deciding to take my dad's car. No crash. Um, so he was confused about it because it was when he found it, it was a thing that had like basically just happened. But I managed to convince him that I didn't know anything about it and that it was weird and also whatever. And
That you got
also
a
I took it.
stalker or something?
No, I didn't mention a stalker. He thought it might have been you, but then I was like, no, I was like, we were like at the same place, so it couldn't have been you, you know?
Yeah, that was. All right. Right. Okay.
So as you guys are preparing to uh like make your plans or do whatever you would have, you hear the door jingle open, and a woman walks into the room. Uh, she's she's on the lankier side, fairly tall. She probably either stands 6 foot or she's close to it with her boots. And she steps up to the uh, the counter. She looks a little lost, like she's not been here before, and it's very clear with your guys' history in the town, you've never seen this woman before. She's got a actually let me just do this. This will be way easier. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna open a new document. There we go. 1 second. Let me get a quick God dang it. Trim. God dang it. Trim again. Okay. Sorry about that. I had to do a quick edit on something. Can I do this? Oh, can I just do that? Does that work? On the right hand side in the black area, do you have that all occupied by people?
Right hand side. What?
I don't see any tokens.
Yeah,
or any...
but for the recording, is there?
It's just like black and then the map.
Okay, cool. So let's go ahead and just do this. This will look neat. We're gonna. So this lady approaches.
Ah, hell yeah.
Hold on, I fucked up. Yeah, like I did the right thing, but I didn't do the right thing. Oh, I know what I did. Objects and tokens. This needs to go layer, map layer. Oh, I broke stuff. I'm breaking stuff. Yeah.
Who needs mountains when you have a hot goth chick, to be honest?
Yeah.
Xander just kind of noticeably like cranes his neck to scope out the person walking in.
Yeah. So she's got like a messenger bag, and she steps in. She sets down some quick order and then stepped off to the side to sit at a booth alone. As soon as she does, she opens her messenger bag, and she brings out her laptop from it, and she starts writing. You get this weird chill. It's not like a chill like you had before, when you realize that she's writing a manuscript.
Hmm. Does she? Am I able? I don't know what kind of role it might be, but uh, is it possible for me to maybe be able to suss out like um, familial features between the stranger and Xander?
Um, I think if you did, it would be a intelligence investigation
Okay.
because
Um,
you're trying to make it. You're trying to do deductive reasoning.
yeah, I'm going to do that. Oh, I gotta get the advanced out. Yeah, yeet. That is
Two successes.
2 successes. Yeah.
She doesn't look like Xander.
She doesn't? Okay.
No, she doesn't share a lot of features that he does.
Hmm.
Does would Xander pick up on much of this, like
She's
the
sitting
chill?
behind you. Like one thing down. She's sitting
So she just
behind.
kind of like walked past him and sat down.
Yeah.
So he just kind of like gives Alice a bit of a sly look as he watches her just kind of like
Hawk this girl.
check this chick out, and he's just like, uh-huh. He nods his head a little bit.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
sure, bud.
She frowns at him and she goes, "What?"
Got good taste.
I think she goes white. I think it is I think that it is important to note Alice is not out to anyone, not her parents, not her friends, nobody. So being sussed out so easily, especially when she's like actively actually not, is terrifying. So her face goes like white and her eyes go wide, and she goes, "What?"
He's like bringing a forkful of egg into his mouth and just watching her go more and more pale and like he's just like, I mean, you're checking her out pretty hard. He lowers his voice a little so he can't hear. He just like nods behind him a little bit.
She like lowers her voice a little bit, and I think she has a very defensive tone, and she goes, "I thought it might be like some weird version of your sister."
He gives her the oddest look. He's
She-
like,
She
Are you
shakes
saying
her
you are-
head
Are
and
you?
she's
Are
like,
you? Wait. Are you hitting on my? What?
"No,
She's like, she's too young.
I don't.
Yeah. And he just kind of gives her like he kind of like
I'm not
pushes his
hitting on-
shoulders
I'm
out a
not
little
hitting
bit,
on
almost like
anyone."
defensively in a way, almost slightly protecting. He's like, she's too young for that. And like,
I'm not. It's not about that. Jesus, Xander.
he looks legitimately fucking like completely confused after the sister thing. He's just like, you want to talk to her? I can leave.
What?
Like, I don't judge.
No, I'm not. It's not like that. We're going by shadow people rules.
He pauses, kind of glances back behind him with a little less subtlety. I mean, he's capable of being subtle when someone he knows is like checking out a chick, but not capable of being subtle when something like that's mentioned. So he kind of just looks behind him a bit, like she looked like just a normal, attractive goth chick, like
She looks like
writing in
a
a
normal, attractive goth chick. Yep. Writing
kinda-
a story.
wince a little bit, and he's like, I mean, he kind of looks back. He's like, I mean, what do you mean? Like, she's She seems like your type.
She
he
frowns,
takes
and
another bite of the egg.
glares at Xander, and
Your type as in too good for here. Compliment. The fork scrapes on the plate as he
she like
continues.
winces, and she like shakes her head, and she says, "I'm going to need you to shut up." Okay. Has her food arrived yet?
Alice's?
Mhm.
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
That sounds so dejected.
Yeah. I was.
If you would like to expend a willpower,
Mhm.
it could not be arrived yet.
Sure, I'll do that. Yeah, I'll expend the willpower for it to be late. She like pats the tabletop, and she goes, "I will be right back." And is she sitting? Sorry, is she sitting at the stools and stuff?
She's sitting at a booth alone.
Dang it. Never mind
The
then.
booth directly behind us, I think, or the one or is there like an empty one between us? Or...
Directly behind you.
Directly.
Behind Xander.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
So he makes himself look even more of an idiot when he just looks back. I love it. It's so good. Perfect.
She like pinches the bridge of her nose.
When she tells him he needs to be quiet, he just kind of nods a little bit, like and just crunches on some toast.
She yeah, okay, she's just gonna be bold about it. She gets up, walks past Xander, and basically like spins on this girl.
I've got a question before you.
Yeah, go for it.
How much were you paying attention when she ordered her food?
I think that Xander started talking, and so not at all.
Cool. All right, that's fine.
Sounds about right.
Cool.
He's just kind of like, damn, you know.
A weird question. I'm not gonna ask that because that's whatever.
No. Weird questions are like the best.
No, I was about to ask something that also involved food that I wouldn't have asked, without you prodding me about the food. So I'm not gonna ask that. She goes up to this girl and yeah, she's just being bold. She slides into the booth on the other side, and waves a little bit to try and get her attention away from the screen.
She actually immediately looks up to you. She smiles, and then she lifts her hands and she waves at you. But she does that waves where she lifts her hand and then she just wiggles her fingers.
Uh-huh.
You can see Xander looking over her shoulder, I guess, at you.
Is
the stupidest fucking look on his face.
Is she listening to music or something?
No.
No? Okay, great. She smiles a bit and she says, "Hi, I'm Alice. I haven't seen you around here. Are you new? Going to the college or something?"
Give me 1 second. I just completely dropped all my notes. I forgot what her name was.
I could just imagine the fucking shit-eating grin Xander is throwing her way at this point, you know?
She kind of smiles back to you, and then she puts on a face. Actually, no. I'm here to look at with cousin. With
is she Russian?
She's very Russian.
No, that's so hot.
I am here to be doing the visiting family. It's very clear that she's trying to find the right words, and English isn't the best that she has.
Alice is I don't think that she can like super help the like grin that sort of goes across her face.
You want to slap one of those composures?
Sure. Yeah, let's try it. Wop wop. That's one success.
Yeah, you
Manage.
you manage it.
She says, I'm trying to decide if she says this in English or in Russian. She says, sorry in English, and then asks if this is more comfortable in Russian.
She actually blinks at that before nodding. Yeah, it's way significantly easier to.
Xander noticeably fucking frowns as he can't like understand what's going on anymore.
She kind of gives you a smile before like closing the top of her of her laptop thing. I'm like I said, I'm here visiting family, my cousin and their mother. So I guess that's my answer.
That's cool. It's just such a small town. It's always fun to just sort of chat with people who are passing through. So I thought I would introduce myself.
Well, that's very kind of you, and I appreciate the of you stopping by. I haven't really met with many people other than my cousin since I got here. She kind of like stares off for a moment before smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you know him?
Her out of game, her cousin?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, she said maybe you know him being his or her cousin.
I'm gonna regret asking this. Alice doesn't have the same sinking feeling as I do. So she just asks, oh, maybe it's a pretty small town. Who's your cousin?
Alex Florence.
Oh, okay. So sort of. He's. She like. Hang on, I need to roll composure. Okay, that's 2 successes.
I like how the girl shows up and suddenly you're like, composure.
No, she was about to balk, because Alex is the son of the guy that her mom's definitely not having an affair with, which makes that awkward in her eyes. So she needs to not balk, which she doesn't.
So lucky Xander can't understand what you're saying. He'd give you so much shit.
She does shoot him.
So much shit.
The moment they switch into Russian, she gives him like a very brief like smirk. You
could clearly see him deflate as he kind of like sinks back. Like he kind of like is sit like halfway, like he's sitting on the bench, like laying out on it. Leaning against the wall, you know, munching on his toast. He's not like actively like just like giving you that look, you know, anymore, because he's kind of like almost pouting, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, so she manages not to balk at Alex's name, and she says, "Oh, I mean, I know sort of him. I've probably been to a couple like parties that he's been in, so theoretically we have met, introduced ourselves to each other, but I don't know him."
She gives a nod before looking outside. Like right outside, there's a big old one of those big old like picket like double wire stick in the ground fences with Alex Florence written all over it. Uh-huh. I can see that he's quite popular here.
Is his last name Florence or is it Langston?
So it is Florence.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah, it is Florence.
It just there was a point in the Cedar Point
Yeah,
information.
when I
that
was
it was
when I was redoing the
Yeah.
editing for this, I did change Langston to Florence.
Okay, cool, great. Just wanted to make sure we were on the same point. Cool, great.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's already retro. I think it's already changed in the.
Yeah, it was changed in most parts except for the very very bottom where it still
Oh,
said
okay.
Langston, but I fixed it, so it's fine.
Cool. All right, works for me.
Yeah. And she sort of like smiles a little bit and she says, "Yeah, I mean, most people sort of know of Alex. You know, he's relatively popular since he dropped the price of the boat stuff over at the marina."
The boat stuff.
She
laughs at
She
that.
doesn't do boat stuff.
I take it that that you're not a fan of the marina then, or at least you don't utilize it.
I don't really go there much. My dad might have a boat, but I don't. So she shrugs.
She gives a nod before strumming her nails over her thing, the laptop that has the computer on it. Yeah, she strums her acrylic nails over the top of the laptop.
Mm-hmm.
I like the water a lot. It's actually one of the reasons why I was so ecstatic about coming to see my cousin, is because I knew that he lived on Lake Cedar.
Out of game.
Yes.
She said that she's here to see her cousin and his mom, Alex. So Alex's mom?
Alex's mom. Yes.
Do we know who Alex's mom is? Or
You
at
do
least
not know. You only know of Victor. You don't know of Victor's wife.
Yeah, which would be the presumption. Okay, great. She smiles a bit and she says, I mean, that's pretty cool. I guess, you know, since it's so close, it's so easy to take it for granted when, you know, you've been here for forever. I think Alice does a quick, like, glance around. I think she's, after having Xander clock her so easily, I think she's a little paranoid.
So the girl kind of gives you a nod before looking at. Well, maybe if you get some free time or you aren't busy, you could try renting a boat and checking out yourself. It's an inspirational thing. I don't know if you are the creative type, but like I said, it does help me quite a bit to be out on the waves, or lack thereof. There's almost a supernatural stillness to Lake Cedar, and it inspires my writings a lot.
Yeah, no, that's super cool. That's a great point. No, I write too. Alex
you?
is getting nervous. Um,
I write too. You know, I'm actually the protagonist. of this.
Xander like glances
I'm
over at the
actually the
sound of that awkward
protagonist.
giggle. He doesn't. He has no idea what you said, but the sound of an awkward giggle is probably about the same in any language.
I'm not gay. uh, uh, she like shrugs a little bit. Yeah, no, I mean that sounds pretty fun. Do you have you been going out a lot, or like did you just show up?
She shakes her head. I haven't gotten a chance to yet. I just got into town. I've been on plane to plane to plane to plane for the past day and a half. So it's nice to not be on a vehicle for a little while.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. That's fair. What did you say that your name was again?
Alma.
Alma. Well, it's been very nice to meet you, Alma. I actually ordered a bit of food that's probably getting cold, but I would love to chat again whenever, you know, you're up to being on vehicles again.
Flip me. Go ahead and roll me a presence and socialize.
Okay. Yeah, yay. That's 3 successes.
Okay.
Boom.
So she gives you a nod. She holds up her finger and then writes down a quick username and slides it over. It's kind of like one of those. I don't know if you remember what they're called. I don't remember what they're called, but they were like emails that you would text to.
Oh, gotcha.
But it was just like texting, but it was
emails.
like,
yeah, I get you. Like something like Kick or whatever.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda like that. Okay.
Whatever semblance of Discord that this lady used, she gives it to you.
Cool, great.
I'm gonna be real honest with you. I haven't done a lot of studying into knowing like if people over in Russia use things like Discord or what sort of kick they do over there. So I'm a little lacking in that information. Probably should have done my research first. But she gives you something like that.
Right.
And then she briefly explains that she doesn't really have a phone number over here because texting it would mean that you'd have to pay the distance fees and all that junk. She probably just gives you her Facebook. It's probably the easiest way that it works.
Yeah. I think.
Oh yeah. That's actually a great way to do it. She just gives you her information for her
social media.
For her Facebook.
Whatever is Facebook in this world. Okay, cool. Yeah, she I mean, that's pretty straightforward. Sends friend request.
Something like this is her Facebook. And
Mhm.
they actually just GM chat, or they just chat.
Okay, nice.
So yep. You go back and you go back to your food.
Yeah, she I guess probably sends a quick like connection text or whatever, and then goes back to the booth with Xander.
Kind of crunching on some toast, and he looks up at her as she sits down. Did you get her number?
What is her response here? She I think she says no. She just straight up says no.
Oh, maybe next time.
uh
He kind of gives her a sympathetic look.
she like rolls her eyes a little bit and she's like, I don't.
So what he means to say is my turn.
No, it's more like he feels bad because like if he was egging her on, she went over there and got rejected in Russian. Like he's just like,
Didn't that happen? I'm gonna go ahead and pause this for a second. Didn't that happen to me? at the
yes,
fucking-
but also no.
No, it did.
Because
The
she was
fuck-
totally into it. She just was hiding a ring.
Yeah, she was.
So yes, but also no.
You guys did that to me. Anyway,
I'm just saying, you know, goes out and hides the ring and is kind of a I only take partial credit for that, for responsibility or like whatever.
She like
Yeah, he like gives her a legitimately like sympathetic look, like oh,
She,
he
like-
looks like he feels bad.
she like rolls her eyes a little bit and I don't think she says anything else. I think she just answers with no and then rolls her eyes.
He kind of leans in like he did when like last time they were here, and he's like, "Want me to beat her up?"
No.
He said obviously joking like he did with your dad, but he wasn't joking with your dad.
Her response is what I said. No. She like she just starts eating.
So having met Alma. Also, when you added her on the social media site or whatever, you would find out that her name is Alma Orlov.
Orlov.
Her last name is Orlov.
Okay, great.
And then yeah.
Cool.
Having met Alma Orlov and dealing with the fallout of your guys' last week's previous actions, I think this is as good as any place to stop it for the night. We will see where the night goes as the day progresses on, and as the shadows lengthen and the darkness begins to call. So, thank you all for listening, those of you who still are, and thanks for watching.
Bye.
Bye.